Chapter 48. Continuation. Master and Servant. But you may say to me, "It is seldom or never that these most delightful relations between master and servant can exist nowadays. There are few who are bound together by the ties of the same faith, and who are actuated by such pure and holy motives in their conduct. The employers are, for the most part, Protestant, and many of them very indifferent in principle, and very difficult to get along with." Well now, let us look into it a little. Suppose you are in what you might call a good place, among those who are not Catholics. They respect your religion enough to let you alone about it, and afford you all reasonable privileges in exercising it. In regard to other things, they are kind, and feel an interest in you. What is to hinder love and affection towards them? They certainly, in such case, deserve it. I know many instances where such employers would do anything almost for the welfare of a good girl living with them. Mutual respect and affection can exist here in a high degree. I do not say that it will be as great as if they were of the household of faith. That cannot be expected, but nothing hinders it from being very great. Nothing hinders one from living happily and contentedly in such a place all one's life. But suppose the mistress of the house is a great lady, and taken up so much with her own consequence that she takes little interest in her domestics. Suppose she has not the way about her to be on pleasant terms with those of her household, yet is satisfied if things go along right, sometimes speaks a word or so, but does not seem to give herself much trouble about it anyway. Of course, you could not be expected to be so much attached to her in such a case, but you can mind your own affairs and take what good words you get in a good spirit. Think well of her as far as possible, and thank God that you have, after all, a good home where you can serve Him. But now we can suppose something else. The mistress is cross and peevish, and finds fault when she has no right to. Her temper often occasions a good deal of heart-burning. Many of her ways are excessively disagreeable. Still, you must remember in that case the authority she has from God Himself. She is set over you while you are in her house, and as you would not be justified in abusing your father or mother, even if they were ill-tempered, so you are not justified in so far forgetting that you are in her service as to rail against her. To sum up all, you should endeavor to show your employers respect in all cases, to feel as much interest as you can as a member of the family, and as much affection and love as is possible, considering their character and conduct.